Hi, this is Dan. Welcome to another installment of the Dusker's Brain Trust Test Kitchen. Um, suppose this will be installment number 2 in what hopefully will be an ongoing series. Anyway, in this one, I'm going to be trying to test a theory that I've been kicking around regarding the timing of slime spawns and whether they're actually predictable or not. It seems like there's something pretty complex and invisible going on under the hood when you get a slime ship and slime spawns, but watching other people's daily challenge runs on slime ships and paying attention to the timing of them on my own runs, I become reasonably convinced that on a slime ship, the first spawn comes at a set time after the mission start, and that it's tied directly to the mission timer that starts when you open A1 and enter the starting room. Um, as I think LB has noted once or twice, you can hang out in your boarding craft as long as you like and just do all sorts of, you know, pissing away time. And the mission timer will not start until you open the airlock door and start moving your drones onto the derelict. Um, if you want to test this yourself, after you've started your run, type the time command before you've opened the door, the first airlock door. But anyway, on the Monday, not Monday, May 12th, 2017 Daily Challenge, everybody recorded their playthroughs, and that would be Marvin, Jury Rigged, myself, LB, and Nox Hitney, all found slime in the first couple of minutes of our runs. Like, we all stumbled into a room where slime had been seeded and had been spreading since the start of the mission. And all of us had our first slime spawn occur at 4 minutes on the mission timer. Um, a number of us also had the second slime spawn at or around 6 minutes. I think only Nock and LB stuck around long enough for a third spawn to happen, and Nock got his third at 10 minutes. I'm not sure when LB's happened because he wasn't particularly keeping an eye out for slime. Given the 4 minute first spawn and the 6 minute second spawn, I would have expected the third spawn to happen at 8 minutes. I'm not sure why, but that's sort of what I was expecting watching his video. However, when the 8 minute mark rolled around, Nock was still had a drone hanging out in the room where the second slime spawn had occurred. It was his generator drone, and his second slime swarm or slime spawn had his second slime spawn had happened in that room, and he hadn't cleared it out. And I'm fairly confident from what I've seen in previous daily challenges and what I've experienced doing my own is that if the only drone you have on board a derelict when a slime spawn is due is sitting in a room that already has slime in it, that scheduled slime spawn isn't going to occur because slime will not spawn in a room that already has slime in it. So at 8 minutes, Nock only had one drone on board the derelict, and it was in the slime room. At 10 minutes, though, he had moved his other two drones back onto the ship in a room that hadn't had slime in it, and at 10 minutes, lo and behold, he got his third slime spawn. So I'm guessing that in a properly set up experiment, we can pinpoint when slime is going to spawn, and if it does spawn at regular increments, or predictable increments, or even like vaguely predictable increments. So, of course, in a properly set up testing environment, how do we test this? It's funny you should ask. Earlier this week, LB stumbled upon what, I mean, it almost seems like kind of a debug mode that can allow you to explore Derelict without actually starting the mission timer, which means that all the seeded enemies are in place, but they don't move yet, and slime doesn't spread, and new slime spawns don't happen, and the radiation leaks and asteroid strikes and stuff that happen, over the course of run don't trigger. Interestingly, also, aliases and things don't work when you're in this sort of debug mode or whatever. But so in my campaign mode sandbox, I went and found a slime ship. It is a military A, 3 infestation types, relatively old. And basically I went in and explored the whole thing, dropped sensors in every room except R8, and found the Leapers and the sentry bots that were hanging out there and murdered them just to make this all simple. And the reason I didn't drop a sensor in R8 is because that is the room where the slime starts out. So there is one tile of slime already seeded in there in R8. And so we don't need a sensor for that. We know what's in there. And as you will see, the mission time is 0. And so what I think it's time to do now is actually get out of this mode and start the mission. Now, because of something that happened on one of Jury Rig's runs a while back, where he moved 2 of his drones into a side room and kept his generator drone in the starting room on what turned out to be a slime ship, and the first slime spawn, when it happened for him in the side room. So that's where why I have 1 and 3 hanging out in R5 there. See? Because I don't particularly want to lose the generator room too early in this. I mean, it doesn't matter all that much, but just for making this as low risk as possible. Okay, and we're at 1 minute. Now, it seems to me I've seen slime in the occasional daily challenge spawn as early as 2 minutes. I think I remember 1 in like the last month or so where that happened. I could be wrong about that. It could have been 4 minutes. But anyway, basically our job here is just to kind of kill time until the first sensor goes off. Now, another thing that I wonder about with this is, or a question that I've had with slime ships and when the first slime spawn happens, it may be that the slime spawns activate only if you've discovered a slime room. Like, no. Boom, 2 minutes. Okay, that's number 1. Doesn't really matter where it is, but I am a little bit curious. Okay, and, you know, why don't we just pop a 2? Okay, so first slime spawn happened at 2 minutes. I would guess the next one is going to happen at 4, and so it isn't. So the slime spawn is not keyed to having actually discovered the slime. Well, I can't say that for certain because I did check out that room when I was in the debug mode, and so it may very well be that checked the little checkbox in the computer's mind for, you know, have you actually discovered the slime yet? But and also it spawned in the room with 2 drones as opposed to the room with 1 drone. Another thing I'm interested in seeing is if the second spawn will happen in the same room because of the multiple drones there, or you know, or if it targets and orders where slime spawns happen according to some different rationale. I mean, the first one could just target the room that drone 1 is in, the second one could target the room drone 2 is in, the third one could target the room that drone 3 is in. Who knows? Boom. Interesting. Okay. Well, that's a little bit annoying, but sure enough, it happened at 4 minutes. And I wonder when the third one will happen then. Oh, where are you? Yeah. Good. And the assumption that I made yesterday, I assumed after the 4-minute slime spawn, which was the first one for all of us in yesterday's daily challenge, I assumed that the next one would be at 8 minutes, and I turned out to be wrong, and that screwed me up a little bit because it happened at 6. So it happens at 2-minute increments anyway. And you know, maybe it's 2 minutes after you first discover the slime. I don't know. I think maybe 3 into D9 and move 1 into D23. I mean, when I said that thing a little while ago about maybe the first one goes for drone 1, the second one goes for drone 2, the third one goes for drone 3, I was just guessing, but no. Interesting. Okay. And you didn't spawn in the same place, which is interesting. Oh, you want to. Okay, and so who has the trap? D21, nav 3, R7. I think they should also prove conclusively that what we're all actually pretty certain about, which is that that Marvin's 3 swarm spawns is the limit theory is entirely correct. I don't doubt that at all at this point, but okay, and the reason I'm doing this is because I actually want to commandeer this ship, because the one I'm driving around in my campaign mode is just sort of a piece of crap. Actually, yeah, it has 2 upgrade slots, so we're just going to trap and drive backwards. And here's a fun fact: you don't need to close a door before setting off a trap. It won't do you any damage, even if you're right on the other side of it. And now we should be able to commandeer. Excellent. So I think we have proven satisfactorily that there is that slime spawns are tied to 2-minute increments on the mission timer. I think some more testing will need to be done to see to what extent that's predictable enough to be more than broadly useful in a challenge run, and also to find out if, for instance, getting all of your drones off of the slime ship when a spawn is imminent, getting them all into your boarding craft, if that disrupts the timer, or if the slime will just continue to spawn indefinitely. I'm pretty sure that that Jury-Rigged a while back proved or demonstrated that that slime spawns won't happen if you're not on the ship when they're supposed to. But it would be nice to actually test that. Of course, sadly, I can't use the same nice test chip I had set up because you can't return to a ship you've already visited, so I'm going to have to go and find another one or another couple and test that out some more. But for a preliminary, illustration of the question and, is slime keyed to a timer, I'd say this, given what I at least have picked up from the various daily challenges that we've had on slime ships recently, that the answer is yes. It is keyed to the timer, and it is keyed to 2-minute increments on the timer. So anyway, hope that was instructive or useful or thought-provoking anyway. And yeah, please leave messages in the comments if you have any thoughts about how to refine this testing further, or anything like that, or if there are any flaws you could see in the methodology there that we could improve on. Anyway, that's all for now. Thanks for watching. I look forward to your comments if you have any. And yeah, hope this was helpful. See you next time. Bye.